There is a simple trick professional photographers use to nail their exposures every single time. And it's probably the reason that so many of your autumn woodland photos come out too dark, too bright, or just lacking that punch. In today's video, I'm going to show you an easy method for getting perfectly balanced exposures in woodland photography. No confusing settings, no guesswork, just a step-by-step process that works every single time. But before we get there, let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes that photographers often make. And it's probably not what you think. Because if you're relying on auto mode to make life easier, it's actually going to be the opposite. And there's one simple change that you can make to your camera settings today that will transform the way that you shoot. I'll show you exactly what that is in just a moment. So here's the simple truth. Exposure comes down to three things: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Think of them as three dials controlling the brightness. Too dark, turn one up. Too bright, turn one down. That is it. But each one also affects something creative. Aperture, that controls the depth of field. Shutter speed controls motion blur. And ISO affects image quality. I'll show you exactly how to balance them for autumn woodland shots in a simple, repeatable way. Okay, so we're out in the woods and we're going to follow all through step by step like you would as if you were out in the woods as well, okay? So the basis of everything we're talking about today is going to be with the understanding that I'm using a tripod for every shot as well. So I've got the polarizer on as well, but that's just personal preference. We're on the thin end of autumn as well, so ensuring that we capture these skills and techniques now will allow us to ensure that when autumn is in full swing in the next couple of weeks, we've got everything under control. Now it's a little bit breezy today, but that's okay. We should still be able to practice the exact things that we're going to be talking about. So the first step is putting your camera into manual. So when we put our camera into manual mode, it gives us full control over everything and the camera won't be second guessing any of our options. Step 2 is going to be setting our aperture. Now for any type of woodland photography, whether it's woodland, spring, summer, autumn, whatever, I always use between f8 and f11. It's generally the sweet spot for most lenses and gives us the sharpest picture that we probably could at those apertures. It should also allow us the best depth of field to keep everything tack sharp from front to back in the scene. Okay, so step 3 is keeping our ISO low. The low ISO keeps the image clean and noise free and should allow us for the best quality image we can. Step 4 is going to be using the shutter control to control our brightness in the scene. If it's too dark, we're going to slow the shutter to let in more light. If it's too bright, we're going to speed the shutter up to let less light in. So let's take a shot of this here now and practice these things and see what we can get. But what about if you have a large amount of contrast in the scene? What can we do there then? So you can have bright skies, you can have dark woodland areas. What we can apply here is a bracketing technique, so we can expose to the sky and then expose to the darker shots as well. So you can have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, just shoot as many as you feel necessary for the brightness and the darkness of your scene, and then you can stitch them all together to make a nice HDR in either Lightroom or Photoshop as well. So there we are, a nice simple way to nail your exposures every time, and with autumn around the corner you should be able to get some cracking shots. I'm going to shoot off into the woods now to get some more photos and practice for the coming weeks when all the golden colours start arriving, and I'll stick some of my shots up at the end.